The only thing worse than a stinky dog is stinky Wi-Fi. But you know what's worse than crappy Wi-Fi?
No Wi-Fi at all.
And that's the exact problem I was gonna run into at my new studio space I was just about to move into. Fortunately for me, TP-Link reached out and they were like, yo dog, we can solve that problem for you. We can sponsor a video and give you some sick Wi-Fi, and that's great. What's better than free Wi-Fi in your sick new studio? Well, a studio space at all, because at the 9th hour, the landlord backed out. So I don't have a new studio space. All I have is sick TP-Link Wi-Fi with nowhere to put it.
Wait, you said Wi-Fi?
I guess we got somewhere to put the Wi-Fi, even if it's not in my own studio. Instead, it's going in ZipTieMedia's new studio, baby. Where do we start? You have internet, right?
We're not sure.
Oh my God, is that the internet?
It is.
Do you even have a ladder?
I think so.
Jesus. Like, I don't even think if we go up here. Oh, it's so close, come on. Look, there's been enough times in my life I've hoped for a few more inches, but this is beyond that even, I think. It's blinking, at least. That's a good sign, right?
Yeah.
Why does this ladder look like it went through a world war?
Maybe it did.
Oh my God, it's so bent.
It's really bent.
Do you hit it with the Miata? We're just gonna pretend like the ladder is not bent. Look, when I said I had Wi-Fi, I wasn't joking. I've got not only one Wi-Fi, but actually 3 whole different Wi-Fi kits. A Deco 7 entry, a Deco 7 Pro, and the Deco 7 Elite, which is so baller, I think I'm gonna keep that one for when I actually get a studio. And instead, I will give Alex and Andy the still very epic Deco BE67.
Cool.
But I promise you, this kit is no slouch. You've probably seen the BE14000 name before, maybe on Amazon, whatever, while you're browsing for some Wi-Fi. That's actually the old name for this. TP-Link is rebranding their entire Deco lineup to be a little bit easier to understand. So this falls within the Deco 7 Pro family. This is a 8,000 square foot ready kit. It has 10 gigabit Ethernet ports up to a max theoretical throughput across all the bands of 14 gigabit. That's where the BE14000 comes from. And it supports up to 200 connected devices. Realistically, way more than Alex and Andy are probably ever going to need, but they're getting fast speed whether they like it or not. With Wi-Fi 7, like 4K QAM modulation for faster speeds on pretty much all the bands, 320 megahertz wide channels on 6 gigahertz, and even a max of 8 spatial streams across these things. They are some pretty fast little guys right here. Very, very fast. Let's see if we even have internet here at all, because if we don't, you're gonna be able to see some really cool local speed tests, and then the rest of it is Alex and Andy's problem.
Yay.
I brought all my kit to like run Ethernet even, but there's actually Ethernet already here. Look at this, that's sick. There's gotta be internet in here if there's Ethernet already, right? All I know is that looks like a crappy ISP router, and that's basically the best use case for these Deco systems, especially if you got a house that's kind of all over the place with a bunch of walls and stuff. The mesh that we're gonna be able to accomplish, all the access points working together, will provide great coverage. In this space, it's open and it's easy, and we can even just run some Ethernet to connect them, but in a house, replacing these ISP boxes is exactly what the Deco and systems like it were made for. Oh my God, is this just sitting in here? Dude, it's literally held in by the cover with its one screw. Sick. Whoa, hey look, it's a TP-Link switch. Even your landlord has good taste. We're gonna rip this out of here because I got a switch upgrade for you guys too.
Sick.
7 and 11 are blinking. Did they advertise that this place came with internet?
Yes, but we haven't been able to quite figure out how it all works yet. And then you said you'd do it, so I didn't worry about it.
I see. Before we plug it in though, let's take a quick look at one of the BE67 units. On the back of it, we've got not 1, not 2, but 3 network ports. 1 gig, 2.5 gig, and 10 gigabit. And all 3 of them can be configured to act as WAN, which would connect to the outside internet or your ISP provided router if you want to pass it through, or LAN. You can hook them up however you want. And there's even a USB Type A port if you want to use it for network storage. Plug an external hard drive or SSD in there. And of course, power and Wi-Fi protected setup, which I usually don't recommend using for security reasons. Then all we need is the power brick, the included Ethernet cable, and whoa, they actually include a reset tool. That's pretty clutch. So many devices, you know, they have a recessed reset button and they're just like, figure it out, bro. Nah, TP-Link's got you. Yeah. Plug in the Deco, get our Ethernet cable, and Bob's your uncle. Oh, it's got RGB too. The next step in setting up any Deco system is to get the app, which is actually rated 4.8 on the App Store. That must be a good sign. I already created an account, I'm logged in, and then let's see if it detects the Deco. Deco BE67 is found. Naturally, you can go in here and screw around with the Wi-Fi settings. What do you want your Wi-Fi name to be? I know what we can call it. You can make multiple SSIDs or Wi-Fi names like I have here. We got Miata Suck and Miata Suck 6G, Miata Suck MLO, or multi-link operation mode, which is supported in here. You can run a speed test. If you want to pay for the subscription option, you can get their upgraded network security with a feature they call Home Shield, which also offers parental controls. IoT networks, that's a really helpful feature if you have some IoT devices that only support 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi or have some weird protocols. They've got Wi-Fi access control, an optimization feature, and if you're more of an advanced user, you can mess around with some other stuff like changing the channel on your Wi-Fi, which most people don't need to do. They can hop in here and just run the automatic network optimization feature, which will scan all the channels and make sure you're on one that is not congested. But other than that, I mean, they've got all of the options that you need and none of the fluff that you don't. It's just meant to be easy to use. The Deco app is telling us we should place the other units. I don't really think that this is the most optimal placement for this space. Given the size, I think we probably want to run just 2 of them so we're not putting too much Wi-Fi into the room and interfering with each other and whatnot. I think we'll put one on that end over there and then the other somewhere over here, wherever there is an Ethernet jack.
You can't show the viewers our bathroom.
Why not?
We need to have something for our video.
Whoa! You got some like staples or anything like that? All I brought was Ethernet cable and the tools to terminate it. We have nothing. You got like multiple cars? Why don't you go to Canadian Tire? Of course, the BE67 and all of their other systems like this are mesh systems, so you don't actually need Ethernet for the second or the third access point. You just need to plug in the main one so it has internet access, and then they wirelessly mesh to each other to form seamless, easily roaming Wi-Fi across your entire space. But you also can hardwire them, and as an enthusiast, that's gonna be your best option. You're gonna get the best speed since you're not having to wirelessly connect them. Apparently the Deco system can even use both at the same time to get even more speeds if you only got like a 1 gig wired connection, but we have a 10 gig switch and 10 gigabit ports. So we're gonna have many gigabits of Wi-Fi. It actually gives you some pretty good guidance in here. The distance between them should not exceed 2 rooms or walls. We have no walls. Oh, look at that. The other one already linked up. Wait, does that mean we have internet? It just says testing. Testing upload speed. We have internet, look at that. So it looks like they must have 1 gig fiber. I think that somebody's just downloading some stuff right now. Yo, whoa, sick. Now right off the bat, everything is already working. We actually don't have to change anything, but I am gonna make one quick tweak, which is switching our Deco system from the Wi-Fi router mode, which is what you would use if you're using it as your router and not relying on your ISP provided one. Because we don't get to control the actual ISP router, it's the landlords. We're gonna switch it to the access point mode, which makes it not do routing and hopefully don't have a bad NAT type when you're gaming, because you guys are definitely gaming from here, right? Yeah, exactly, 100% cool, safe. Our Decos will reboot, and I guess we should run some cable while it does that. So Andy and Alex's new shop used to be a print shop, and there's this giant large format printer here, which we have no idea if works. Oh God, oh, there's so many spider webs back here. I'm stealing the Ethernet cable from it. It's just that somebody pushed this printer so far over this way without unplugging the Ethernet cable. So it is like, cranked. The cable actually looks okay. I'm gonna re-terminate it anyways, just to be safe. And that's the perfect time to show you how to terminate an Ethernet cable. Usually inside of here, they'll have like a little string you can pull to tear the insulation off, or they make tools to tear the insulation off, but I don't have either of those things. So I do have these really sick Knipex pliers though, so. Shout out Knipex. I like sent a cold email and I was like, I love your pliers. I would love to work with you guys. And they were like, sure. And sent me every pair of Knipex pliers they make. I just wish that they made more than just pliers because their pliers are so good. They even make RJ45 crimpers. Cool, right? I'll have links down in the description where you can check them out. Now, when you're terminating Ethernet like this in a building, usually you would use a female jack that actually sits in a wall port so that it's protected and mounted. Alex and Andy said they don't care. So we're gonna put on a male jack instead, one that looks like this. And in that case, we start by untwisting the pairs. Then, and straighten them out. Kind of like how you would curl ribbon as a kid, but instead the opposite, making something straight. Boom. I'm gonna put a little strain relief on here to protect the cable, and I almost forgot to put it on. I always do that. And now that they're all straight, we've got to line them up in the correct order. And this is important because if you just put the wires in there randomly, like It's not gonna work. They need to be put together in the right order, but there's also more than one order that you can use. There's an A termination like this, where you see it starts with the green, and then there's also B terminations, which start with the orange wires. This cable was previously terminated as a B cable, so we wanna do that again. Wiggle them back and forth like this to get them nice and straight. And what really matters is it being straight near the insulation, because all this extra wire, we're gonna cut it off at the end. And then before we stick it into the connector and terminate the cable, we're gonna double check, because one of those cables might have moved while we were trying to get them all lined up. These are Cat 6A connections, which are meant for a little bit thicker wire. And because of that, it comes with this little bar piece you can see that holds the wire as you insert it into the connector. So we match up the little angled part in the connector, you can see right there, with the angle on the bar itself. Stick the bar on the wires, making sure we don't screw up the order in the process. And then ideally, you're squishing this back as far as possible. The better the termination you get, the more likely you're gonna be able to run it at higher speeds. In my house, I only have Cat 5e, but I run 10 gig over it, no problem. And a lot of people don't know that you can do that. If you wanna be able to do that, you need to make sure it's terminated well, just like this. Look at how tight that connection is. Grab our crimper, pull the trigger, and we're done. I forgot to put the strain relief on before I crimped it. That's okay, it still fits in there.
I always do that.
Dude, look at that, that's cash money. Now we find out if it works. Peels. Sketchy ladder, very sketchy. You know what, you can feel the ladder flex on the bent leg. Oh God, I hate that. Just like I hate not seeing how fast these Wi-Fis can really go if you had faster internet. Since Alex and Andy only have a 1 gigabit connection, the most we're ever gonna be able to speed test to the internet is 1 gig. Fortunately, I have this Mac Studio sitting right here that has a 10 gig Ethernet port and this 10 gigabit 8 port switch that TP-Link sent over. And then we can test the real theoretical max speed of these decos. You know, in a perfect world, I would fix how jankily installed this switch is. It's just gonna sit in there. Now, if I was smart, I would have asked them for a switch that has more ports, because there's 9 cables in here. But I guess that just means Alex and Andy are gonna have one port that doesn't work.
I think we'll survive.
I don't know which port is which, so I'm just gonna plug them in. The one cable that I left unplugged, it's the Deco. Okay. Everything's up and running. We've got our second Deco also hardwired, so we have the maximum potential speed on both. We've got our 10 gig switch going. We've got open speed tests running on our Mac Studio here, and now we can see the actual maximum speed. And I'm kind of in the middle of the 2 units. I think I'm connected to the kitchen one. In the Deco settings, I went and made sure that we're on a 160 megahertz wide 5 gigahertz channel. That's the widest channel we can do for the maximumest of speeds. In the real world, I usually wouldn't recommend that if you have a lot of different access points, but since we only have 2 and otherwise there's not a lot of interference, it should be good. And I also ran the channel optimizer. Holy shit, 1600 megabit on 5 gigahertz? There's no way.
Dang.
Obviously, we have a really great environment with not a lot of obstructions, but like, god damn. Let's try the 6.
If you don't give me access to change that, I'm going to riot.
What are you gonna do, unplug it and not have Wi-Fi?
I don't know, I'll just use this thing that we had before, little tiny TP-Link travel guy, I guess.
Okay, fine, you can change it. 6 gigahertz, same distance, same spot. It's a little bit faster, but about the same. Now, 6 gigahertz doesn't handle distance nearly as well as 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi networks do. So if we got a little bit closer, maybe we can get it to go even faster. We're getting 2 gigabit down and just over 1.6, 1.7 gigabit up. Wow. That's on 5 gigahertz right now, and we're getting almost 2 gigabit. I don't know that I've ever seen 5 gigahertz go that fast before. I mean, Wi-Fi 7 does get you 4K QAM modulation, which in theory gives you like a multiple digit percentage increase over Wi-Fi 6 and 6E. So you should usually see Wi-Fi 7 be faster, even on 5 gigahertz, but we're really close. So let's go a bit further. 5 gigahertz, a little bit further away. Still really good, but I'm not gonna lie to you and pretend like this isn't an ideal environment. We've got 2 decos covering 3,000 square feet, which is easy work. And there's no walls inside of here to block the signal. It's just one big open space. So let's raise the stakes a little bit and go outside and see how the signal is out there instead. Come on, Andy. We can see in the Deco app that my phone roamed over to the second Deco, which is much closer to us. And now we run our speed test. with the door open. Still cracking a gig 30 feet away, kind of through a door. TP-Link actually sent me some outdoor rated decos to install, well, outside here, but it honestly doesn't really seem like we need it. As long as you've got like pretty decent reception here, that's good enough, right, Andy? Let's shut the door. Oh, there's a dog poop. Oh, that's another poop. We're probably like a good, I don't know, 80 feet away from the deco through the metal siding of the building. Let's see if we even still have a connection. Whoa! Naturally, having the giant gaping garage door not being metal is probably helping quite a bit. Alex, is this acceptable? 500 megabit out here?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's sick.
Sick. Our overall report, 500 down, 120 up. Alex and Andy want to make it even better. They could just move the deco like further over, like another 10 feet closer to the corner. But I think that you'll survive with 500 down and 120 up.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you guys Wi-Fi, but you got to tell me, like, what are we doing in here?
We're modifying cars. We're gonna take my RAV4, we're gonna slam it. It's gonna be sick. There's an engine over there, don't worry about that.
I helped with that. We almost dropped it.
Oh yeah. We're thinking hoist right there, maybe alignment rack in the back.
Alignment rack?
Yeah,
Sheesh.
but we'll see. That's long term. We don't really know yet. This is our first day in here, so we have no plans.
I like it that it's millennial gray. It's my favorite color.
Could be worse.
It's sick in here. It's
Yeah.
so pretty. I am quite jealous because right now I have no studio other than my living room.
And you guys haven't even seen the bathroom yet.
If you want to see the bathroom, and I promise you,
Best shop bathroom ever.
whoo, go subscribe to ZipTieTuning and ZipTieTech, where at some point they will have a tour. I kind of broke the news for you, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sometime. We're waiting on a lot of stuff.
But at least they don't have to wait on Wi-Fi anymore. Thanks to TP-Link for sponsoring this video. Be sure to check out their BE67 mesh Wi-Fi kit, or if you want something more baller, the BE85 with dual 10 gigabit ports, or if you're not that crazy baller but you still want great Wi-Fi, the BE25 right here. That way you can have gigabit plus Wi-Fi without breaking the bank. At the link down in the description, where TP-Link has even offered a coupon code for the viewers if you want to get a little bit of a discount. And while you're down there, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and comment what you think about Miatas. I swear I don't actually hate them.
They're really good.
They're really
fantastic.
good. It was just kind of a joke, to be honest. Sorry. Please don't hate me.